Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum, and welcome to Tech Bite on Salam Media. My name is Faizel Patel. Inshallah, I will be in your company until about 7:30 p.m. this evening. I take this opportunity to welcome all those listening to us on the Salam Media platforms, also those that are viewing the show on the various social media platforms. Please do stay tuned to the entire program because we have a lot coming up. Remember, you can interact with me by sending me a tweet on at Faizel Patel 143. You can even get me on facebook.com/Faizel Patel. I'm on Instagram at Faizel Patel 143. And I also have my YouTube channel where I do all the reviews on the technology that is available on youtube.com/. Faizel Patel. So let's come up and speak some of these stories that I covered this week on tech. Remember, you can, if you want to, send me a chat on this particular platform as well. If you have any questions, and all that I'm speaking about this evening is available on my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. It is also available on the Citizen website. That's www.thecitizen.co.za under the technology tab. So let's jump into the first story. And the one that we are talking about today is Oppo. Now, if you don't know about Oppo, they are a Chinese manufacturer, they are a smartphone manufacturer, and they've got a wonderful initiative that they've started up. So what they're doing is they're partnering with a company called Rain. And I know some of you may be using their products, Rain, and Rain has now introduced 5G, and it's only a data network to offering customers a new 5G CPE router. So basically, for you to take advantage of the 5G network, you need a router that can handle that speed. So Oppo said it aims to offer users an amazing 5G network connection experience and expand its product range in South Africa with the 5G CPE T1 router as it continues to grow its Internet of Things portfolio. Now, for those that don't know, what is the Internet of Things? Basically, it's smart things. You can control your lights, you can control your washing machine, your TV, your gates, and many other aspects of your home. That is called the Internet of Things. It's not a branded term, but applies to many, many other companies, whether it's Samsung or Apple or any other company. So they call it the Internet of Things, basically a smart home or smart features. Now, Liam Furi, head of operations and go-to-market of Oppo, says South Africa said South Africa and the company continues to build its IoT products range and ecosystem. So basically, we want more smart features at home. I use a few smart features, and no doubt you as well. If you've got a video camera where you can see the footage on your phone, basically that is the Internet of Things. And he goes on to say we will continue to combine cutting edge technologies with aesthetically appealing designs to help consumers attain intelligent and enjoyable lives of 5G as foundations component in the fourth industrial revolution. Now, the fourth industrial revolution, you would have heard President Ramaphosa always speaking about in his State of the Nation address. Basically, it's to digitize the South African landscape. And just before coming on air, I've just written a story for the Citizen. You can actually check it out on their website about an analog switch off. So basically, the analog switch off, and I know I'm distracting or going away for a while from the current topic. So just to distract itself a bit, is that for those that still got the old TVs, that means if you don't have a smart TV, from the 31st of March, the analog signal will be switched off. So you won't be able to use the old aerials and that kind of stuff. So if you've got a smart TV, you'll still be okay. But if you haven't got a smart TV, well, you're not going to be able to get the signal. But the communications department does have a decoder program. Now, if you want to read more about that story, you can go to the Citizens website, as I mentioned. This is not the focus of the discussion we're having this evening on tech, but you can read it on there. And if you've got any questions, you can drop me a tweet on it, Faizel Patel 143. Now, this particular router for 5G from Rain and in conjunction with Oppo is exclusively available from Oppo and the Rain network, and it's a wonderful product. So the routers are white. I'm sure you would have seen it on screen. It's characterized by its cube design with no visible antennas as the internal. It has a clean yet simple interface with LED lights to indicate the status of 5G, 4G, Wi-Fi, and power. So absolutely wonderful, wonderful devices. And if you are running on fiber and or if you're running on the Rain 5 network, 5G network, obviously this router will assist you. So just to give you an idea how it works, customers simply insert their 5G Rain SIM card into the router to unlock super fast connectivity, mobile phone, tablets, computers, and any other devices with 5G capabilities to enjoy some high speeds. Remember that one of the things that a lot of people are struggling with, especially in this day and age, is with the speeds that are running on the internet. So if you haven't got fiber and you're still running on ADSL and if you're running on a modem, those are very, very slow. And fiber is now being rolled out across many, many suburbs and provinces as well. If you are in a specific area that you haven't got fiber, please check with your service provider and go onto the service providers and see if your area is covered. So that is the 5G. And if you want to read that story, you can go to my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. Now, I'm going to stick with Oppo because this coming week they are going to be releasing a wonderful device called the Reno 7. But we will talk about that in the next installment of Tech Byte. But we want to expound on what they're actually going to do in this country. So basically, they announced various technological or technology revolutions, including major breakthroughs in flash charging that it will bring to South Africa. Now, we did discuss this flash charging, where a phone can go from 0 to 100 like in 9 minutes. That's super fast charging. So the Mobile World Congress just finished up in Barcelona, and Oppo was one of the sort of exhibitors there, and they saw internationally leading smartphone developers push the boundaries of innovation and break the glass ceiling when it comes to what exactly a handheld device can do. And let's face it, I mean, if you're sitting with a smartphone like this, it really does make a difference, and you can do a lot more with it. So, you can surf the internet, you can watch videos, you can, as I mentioned before, with the Internet of Things, you can control your home, you can do a whole lot of other stuff as well. So, Oppo is also expected to launch the Reno 7, as I mentioned. That's the Reno 7 series that's coming up on the 31st of March. I'm actually going to be attending that event, so I will share all the details with you, and you can also then, check my Twitter handles as well. Now, let's go on to the Mobile World Congress. The Oppo company or Chinese manufacturer said that they're going to introduce this fast charging that they got in South Africa and that they displayed at this particular congress. So, due to the growing demand of high-speed efficiency charging solutions in the era of 5G intelligent connectivity, Oppo pushed the limits of high-power flash charge and launched the 240-watt Super VOOC. So, listen to this. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. In 9 minutes, there's just 9 minutes, you can charge a 4500 mAh battery to 100%. Now, most of these phones come with a 4500 mAh battery. So they're absolutely amazing, and Oppo is bringing this technology to South Africa. So you can look forward to that. According to GFK, right? They are a provider of data and analytics to the consumer goods industry. After just a year in South Africa, Oppo has achieved double-digit market share at the end of 2021, exceeding more than 10% in the postpaid market. And the article is on the Citizens website if you do want to read it. And I just want to give you some feedback on this. As one of the global leaders in smartphone design and manufacturing, Oppo has placed a firm emphasis on developing technology that creates digital opulence. And no doubt some of you are using Oppo phones. If you've got any questions with regards to it, please drop it to me in the tweets or on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, or even this particular feed, because I am going to that Oppo launch and I'll have the opportunity to ask them the questions. So since 2012, premium smartphone options have diversified, coupled with and increasing daily screen time by individuals, access to a smart device has become a necessity. We can't do without our smartphones, no matter where we are. It can be a lifesaver, accidents, no matter what it is. And then also, Oppo says that they are excited for what's to come and can't wait to see how everyone interacts with the latest offerings designed to make life better. So let me just give you one aspect also of Oppo, because I think this is very important. We always speak about Huawei, and we always speak about how you can't go into the Google store and the Play Store, and how the US has banned China because they manufacture Huawei and banned Huawei. But I must admit to you, and I have to tell you, that Oppo is also a Chinese brand. So Oppo is a Chinese brand, but they haven't been banned. So even Huawei, a lot of people have this apprehension that you need the Google Play Store. You don't actually need it, because you can do a lot of things with the Huawei devices, and they are phenomenal devices. Uh, the Huawei actually sent me the tablet that they launched recently, the Huawei MatePad T10s. I'm actually reviewing that. If you're looking for an economical tablet, whether it's for your kids, whether it's for yourself, or even for your wife or for your husband, well, this is the tablet to go to, because it's very, very well priced. And I'm going to share that video once I do the review finish on my YouTube channel. So please do look out for that. Coming on to another very important story, and no doubt you would have heard about the Transunion Hack. Around 84 million or 54 million personal records of South Africans were hacked by these hackers, or were compromised by these hackers who wanted a ransom from TransUnion. So sometimes, and I've spoken about this on Salam Media a number of times, you really need to be careful when people phone you or clicking on links. So let's just reiterate that before we come on to the story, right? So the first thing is first, do not open any emails that you don't know who it is from. It doesn't matter. It could be from your grandfather, or it could be from your mother, or you could be from anybody else. If you don't know, or if it looks suspicious, do not open it, because if you open an email and you click on a link, it then sort of transplants or embeds a virus onto your computer, which is a hacking virus or a bug onto your computer, and it checks your keystrokes. So basically, anything that you type, it will record those keystrokes, and sometimes you're logging onto your bank is your compromised password. So that's one aspect of it. Now, these emails come from SARS, from FNB, from banks, from people, and many other organizations. And I know the banks will not do that, SARS will not do that. The second thing is that if you are running Microsoft, right? So if you're using a PC, that means a Microsoft PC, not an Apple Mac. If you're using one of these devices, right, you might get a call, or you may get a call from one of the Asian countries, whether it's India or anywhere surrounds, and say, hey, listen, I'm calling from there. Your password is expired on Microsoft. Please go onto your IP address. Normally, that's an address at the bottom right hand of your computer, and they'll tell you, give us that IP address. That is the last thing you should do. You should never, ever do that. Never give out your IP address, because once you give this IP address out, they then log onto your computer and they can see which websites you have been and what you've been up to. And the way that we are living in at the moment, the world we are living in at the moment, is that sometimes we save these passwords on our computers, and these hackers actually get access to these passwords, and you can lose a lot of money. So if you get a call from India saying your password is expired, you get a long distance call. Do not enter it. Say, thank you, I'm not interested, put the phone down. If you maybe think that, no, that's not going to happen to me, please go onto YouTube and search for hackers caught out trying to steal password, and you'll be shocked at what these people actually get up to. I actually had a very good friend of mine, Molana, was actually hacked, and about 5,000 Rand was stolen from his account because he gave his IP address away. And when his son realized what was happening, he actually pulled the plug from the wall socket, so the computer lost its connection. So please, dear listeners, viewers, be careful. Right now, coming on to that story I was telling you, in light of the TransUnion hack, there's a company called there's a company called Checkpoint Software Technologies, and they've shared some very, very important tips with regards to keeping your smart home devices and your phone secure. Now, the very, very detailed, so I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to go through a few of them so you can understand how important it is. So these are just a few tips. I'm going to read out one line of there, but if you want to check it out, you can go to the Citizens website at thecitizen.co.za and search for this particular article under the technology section. So number one, update your software. That is very, very important. These manufacturers, whether using Samsung, Apple, Huawei, or any Oppo or any other phone, these companies update their software to patch holes or loopholes that there are there that hackers can use to compromise your device. So update your software, check if you've got software updates regularly. And if you do have a software update, then please do the update as quickly as possible. If you don't have data, find a place where you have access to data and you can update your software. Now, set up a standalone Wi-Fi network for your devices. So that's very, very important. Most routers let you create a separate network for your smart home devices, which will make it harder for hackers to hack your devices. You can also consider creating a guest setting for your Wi-Fi. So your family, your friends come visit you and you want to use a Wi-Fi, create a guest network and let them use that. And I spoke about this before. Also ensure that you have a VPN, a virtual private network. What does that mean? Is if you log on to a public Wi-Fi, which we use at the shopping mall or when you go to a conference or to a hotel, if you don't have a VPN, your computer becomes vulnerable to hackers. The VPN basically takes the signal or the Wi-Fi signal, it scrambles it so people don't know that you're in South Africa, it scrambles it to the US, to Australia, to any other country, and it basically disillusions the hackers. So a VPN is very important. If you want a good VPN, I'm using NordVPN, NORD VPN. It is absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant. It works just amazing. Number three, level up your passwords. Create strong passwords for each device, ensuring that they are random and not personal to the individual that owns the device. Now, one of the issues and one of the things that TransUnion used and came under the scrutiny because they used the word password as a password. And I know a lot of people use that. Do not use that when you buy a new device or a new router or new computer. Sometimes the default password is password. Change it to something long and encrypted so they can't get into there. Now, there is a website called LastPass. That's LASTPASS, where this is a very, very wonderful password generator and it creates random and very complicated passwords. So check that out. Number four, double authentication. If you've got a phone, make sure that you have face recognition, fingerprint, and a code. And if you're at home, ensure that you also have two-factor authentication. It's very important because if they get through one, at least a second one that protects you. And then the last one I'm going to share with you, there's a lot more obviously, but you can read it on the Citizens website. Keep your work devices protected. A lot of people are working from home. You don't want your company to be compromised. With more people working from home, it's important that your work devices are protected as personal ones when they are relying on your home Wi-Fi. The last thing you want is your company to say that, you know, Muhammad, you are the one that are responsible for compromising our network. So that is very, very important, dear viewers, dear listeners. If you are using the Wi-Fi at home, and if you got any questions, please drop them to me, and I will answer them as soon as I can, and obviously, inshallah, with details as well. And then coming on to our last topic for this evening, as I mentioned, I use a Huawei, and I'm going to show you the one that I use. I actually love this device. I'm going to press a button there. It's called the Huawei Moon Phase, and this is the GT2 Pro. I love this particular one because it tells different phases of the moon. I use it a lot, especially if, you know, ahead of Ramadan, which is just a few days from now, and then also for Eid. It gives you basically not an indication, it's not 100%, but it gives you an indication of whether the moon's going to be sighted or not sighted, using obviously astronomical calculations. At the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides whether the moon's going to be sighted or not. So they Huawei has provided some 7 cool features of the new Huawei GT3 that is currently available on the market. And obviously, you want to try this for yourself. They got phenomenal battery life. I only have to charge my Huawei watch after 2 weeks, sometimes 2.5 weeks, depending on how much I have to actually use it. So please check out the Huawei devices. I prefer them over the Apple because the battery lasts less than a day. So some of the features that they want you to know about, and you can try it if you've got the Huawei device. It's got a beautiful design, and I'm sure my engineer Sadiq, will actually put it onto the screen. You can see there, it looks absolutely wonderful. It's a really, really classy watch. And this watch that you see here, you can see the moon phase there, and also it can last you up to 2 weeks battery life, obviously depending on what you use it. So it's a beautiful design. It's very lightweight and wearable. I mean, it really looks nice. You can wear it with a jeans. You can wear it as a dress watch, a suit and a tie. It's really, really nice. It's also got improved heart rate monitoring. So it's a smartwatch. It can check your heart rate. It can check your SpO2. It's got a lot of features. The latest in heart rate monitoring, 5.0 plus capable of detecting even the slightest changes in your heart rate. That is very important. I wrote a story a few weeks back with a citizen that young men between the ages of 25 and 40 are becoming very, very prone to heart attacks. So very, very important. Personal training support. The Huawei GT3 series records and analyzes your workout data, especially if you've got a workout program. And it's also got an upgraded workout monitoring feature. And then I think this one also is very important. It's got a running ability index and healthy living shamrock. So basically, this tells you about your running pace, your historical running pace, your heart rate, and many, many other features as well. It talks about and can measure your regular reminders, giving you regular reminders on water intake, mindfulness, sleep, exercise, and many, many other features. And then I was speaking about this, the longer lasting battery, while the Huawei GT3 46 millimeter and 40 GT3 Runner supports 14-day battery life. So I told you 2 weeks. The GT3 42 offers 7 days of battery life, still a whole week. This longer battery enables you to wear the Huawei GT3 series all day, even when you are sleeping. Now, coming on to pricing, and I'm sure a lot of you will be asking about pricing. Well, if you want to check out the pricing, I'm not going to go through all of them. If you do want to check out the pricing is available on my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. So you're looking at the GT3 42 millimeter active. Starts off, and look at this. This is very, very cost effective. The Apple Watch starts off from around 15, 16,000 rand, depends which one you want, or maybe slightly less. I do stand corrected. This one starts off from 4,999. So the Huawei Watch GT3 42 millimeter active starts off as 4,999, and the Watch GT Runner, those are for the athletes and long distance runners. For those that are listening and you love your running, that one sells for 7,499. But all these prices are available on my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. Anyway, we just got a minute or so left before we conclude the program for this evening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, all these topics that I spoke about today is either available on my website at faizelpatel.com, also known as Wired to Tech. It's also available on the Citizens website under technology. That's the citizen.co.za. And if you have any questions related to any of the topics today, it may not be related to topics, but anything that you need to know, please do drop me a tweet on at Faizel Patel 143. I'm also on Instagram at Faizel Patel 143. I'm on Facebook.com/Faizel Patel, and I'm going to be uploading a couple of new YouTube videos probably in the next week or so. The first one being the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which I've been reviewing for a while. So you want to check out that phone. I know a lot of people has asked me about that phone. So if you haven't got a phone and you're deliberating on buying the phone, check out this review because I give a lot of detail on there. And then I'm also currently reviewing the Huawei MatePad T10s. So if you're looking for a nice and good tablet for your child, but don't want to break the bank or your pocket, have a look at this video, which I will also upload onto my YouTube channel. So you can check it out on my YouTube channel at Faizel Patel that's on YouTube. And if you are on the channel, please do hit the like button on some of the videos, and please subscribe to the channel. We are working in a very difficult YouTube and obviously saturated market. A lot of people want to be YouTubers, but it takes a lot of work. So please, I need your support. Subscribe to the channel. So for myself, Faizel Patel, and my engineer, Sadiq, from the Salam Media Studios this evening. I'm actually at home, but the Sadiq, it's the Salam Media Studios. Please do take care of yourself and have a beautiful and productive week. Remember the Ummah in your du'as, and also remember to stay safe. Please do take care. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.